Gamers, welcome to the greatest Minecraft world in existence if you don't know about any others. This is really the pinnacle of probably my life and achievements, and I want to give you a tour today because I've had some homies asking to see it, and who would I be not to deliver? Alright, here's where it all started. This is my little Hobbit hole. I did not design this front facade, I found it online, but the inside is all mine. You know, thrilling stuff. There used to be more furnaces. This is a bone meal converter behind the clock. Enchantment room. There's a ugly ass mine down there. Bedroom, and you can see that this is a year and like a week old, which is pretty cool. I moved out of here once I built my town, but we'll get to that. This is before I had enough resources to consistently use a furnace for my food. I would cook it on here and sit on my chair and watch the sunset, but good old days. This is my other Hobbit hole, which houses a rather large mine shaft that I made look all uniform. So it goes all the way down to diamond level, and I spent a whole bunch of time building it and then didn't end up really using it. Here is my greenhouse. This was built as a facade for my automatic bee farm, which is underground, and then funnels all the resources up. You can probably hear them a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, little plants. And then we head down to this nether portal that I took inspiration from online again. And yeah, I started this world when the cherry blossoms first came out, so of course I had to be close to it and build everything out of it for a hot minute. Like this tower back here is based on a design that I found from someone else, but I changed the roof and palette. That one over there is closer to the original, and I have two more of those that I'll show. We have a third Hobbit hole down here with this nice berry terrace. This is when I was first getting into archaeology in Minecraft, so I got a bunch of pots and fragments and all that. Very nice. We have a resident guard right there. There's a couple of them dotted throughout the world from back when there were villagers. This is the first building I built in the town. It's inspired by a Zoomovoid design that I kind of took the theme of and then applied it to whatever shapes I came up with around the town. So credit where credit's due. This is my trading hall. It's 2 floors. Bottom floor is all the farmers. Floor below that used to be where I would create new villagers, but I haven't done so in a little bit. Up here are all of my librarians. These are the important guys. I got all that you need, like mending, unbreaking, efficiency, protection, and silk touch. Here's a map of how the world looked back in May of last year. You can see it was just the Hobbit area, this trading hall, and the farm. So speaking of the farm, we have some nice fields. This is an automatic cooked chicken farm where it collects the eggs underground, shoots them into a little lava pool that you can sort of see through there, but it never ended up being too efficient. I used to rely on it for chicken, but since I've started making projects further away, it has gone out of practice. Okay, it's raining now, but there's nothing I can do about it. Over here is the cow farm, nothing much special there. We have a dock down here that I used to fish from a little bit. I didn't get too into fishing, but there is an option. Sheep farm. This is a bigger Hobbit hole with my horses in it. I also store horse armor and saddles here, and it's very useful. Pig farm. I like their little mud spots that I put in. This is a pumpkin farm, pumpkin and melon, as you can see. Second floor has all of the redstone in it. And there's a very small bamboo farm because it grows really quickly for what I need. So all this stuff, I manually craft the melons together. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I know some people would use the auto crafter, but I don't really care, and it gives me something to do. I don't really know what to put in here because I'm never around, but I'll figure that out. We we have another dock, and I guess we can move on to the upper part of town. Moving into town, we have a little fake waterfall that, or man-made or whatever, that goes into town, and villagers used to get stuck in it, and then they all ended up in the chicken coop, so nice. Over here, we have a wishing well that I built, and it has a custom mechanism in it, where you throw a bucket in, it fills it up with water and spits it out. Full. Sweet. I never use it, it's more just a gimmick. This is an automatic carrot and potato farm, which is very productive. There's 4 slots of it. And yeah, they all do their thing. In captivity. Up here is a decorative trading plaza around this fountain. I used to have every villager profession until they all got stuck in the damn chicken coop, and it was very nice. Even a little garden area. This here is the bar, because every town's gotta have one, and it houses a sugarcane farm upstairs. Right across from it, by these nice hanging banners, is where I actually create all of the textiles in this map. Around here, we have the library building. This used to be where the bulk of my villagers lived before the incident. They all lived upstairs, where we have some bookshelves, and this is where they all resided. There used to be beds and stuff, and then once they got stuck, I just took it all out. We have another map here. You can see the wheat field starting to progress. It ended up taking forever, because I wasn't too efficient on creating it, but it looks pretty nice. Up here, the centerpiece of the town is this giant cathedral that I built. The front facade is based on a B00 build from I believe it's from his Building with B-Dub series. And I turned it wasn't even a cathedral, it was just a Gothic building, and I turned that design into a cathedral. And I based it off real cathedrals that I visited in England. So inside, lots of stained glass and very high ceilings, and I really like it. It was really fun to build. It was a huge undertaking because it's an enormous building with so much detail in it. I'd never built anything like it before. And the purpose of it is to house the crypt of the cancelled, which is where I put a bunch of canceled YouTubers. I have all sorts of genres, and mostly Minecraft, but there's a couple oddballs in here, like Shane Dawson, and Jeffree Star, James Charles, all the classic people that have been canceled over time. This is where they reside now. This building here is my main house. I built this mainly to be a storage room, and it's evolved with time into exactly what I need, where we got the category and then some subsections relevant to it. I have all sorts of stuff. Some resources like gravel and sand, they look really low because I've just moved them elsewhere, but I have every wood type, including all this new hill oak that I've been farming up. Yeah, lots of goodies. Still, I don't have any netherite yet. I've been in this world a year, and I just haven't really found the need, but I have 8 elytras, or 9 if you count that one. Here's a map of the whole world. You can see town square, and all this, the wheat field. We'll get to the gardens and the new area. Over here, it's just a bedroom. I rarely use it, because I just carry a bed on me. Upstairs are the remaining 2 villagers in this area that I've been using for a couple projects. Ooh, hello. There's a balcony here that I fly in on my elytra. It's very handy. And it's sort of the hub of the world, because I spend the most time in here. I'm gonna build a super smelter soon. I used to live in this bedroom, but I hated how it looked, so I'm finding a new spot for it. Headed up the hill here, we have, this is a bakery. Just decorative fun little bakery area. This here leads, this used to be the quarry. This is where I got all the blocks for the cathedral. And then I put a moss farm in it, which I then converted to a bone meal farm for later projects. And then I got bored and built a 1,000-block long ice bridge to nowhere. Like, there's not really a use for this, but it's fun to go really fast. Eventually, I do want to expand this ice bridge all the way to the closest woodland mansion. I just haven't seen the need yet to prioritize the project. Up here, we have a terrace garden, and this is my logging facility. Completely decorative. Got some log storage and office and living quarters upstairs, and a saw blade area over here where we convert the logs to planks. It's a nice area, and we'll get to all that fun stuff. Up the side, we have a hidden garden with most of the 2 tall flower types. I haven't found sunflowers yet, and I've explored thoroughly in this world, so I don't know what that's about. Here is just a little cabin, like a hunter's cabin with a big fireplace and loft with a bed upstairs. I wanted the town to feel sort of authentic, so I put as many living spaces as I could, such as here. This is the hostel, so we got a bar sort of thing, and upstairs, bunk beds. There is a top floor, but you can only access it from outside. This here is the lookout tower. We have an outdated map here. There's planning for military regimes. And this is the lookout part, where people can watch over and make sure we have no invaders in our town. And this is one of my favorite views of it. I'm very happy with how it's turned out. Yeah. Over here, not connected to a path yet, is the top floor of the hostel, which has more bunk beds. This is one of the most recent projects. This is a big, I call it the Garden of Life. I wanted there to be some sort of story of why my townspeople live over here, and a giant garden that they really appreciate is a good reason for it, in my opinion. So, field, a bunch of animals spawn here, and it's really nice. Like, usually there's sheep, but I guess today it's the pigs. Some azaleas, berries, and here's where the terraced gardens really hit. We have beetroots, and in the distance, carrots and potato. It's enormous. Like, this was a really big undertaking. And this graveyard here actually measures how many times I've died in the world with how many flowers are in front of a grave. I've died 16 times in the last 1,122 in-game days, which is pretty good if you ask me. You can see huge garden. Yeah, good views, and you could see the stupid ice bridge that I built. And now headed over here is a sort of isolated tower. This is the home of my double XP farm. I found 2 spawners, and they're both like -58, so that's a far fall. We have zombies over here, and some little knickknacks from the world until I build a museum, enchanting room with my dog Merlin, and a spider farm. I used to come down here a lot more, but I haven't needed XP in a little bit. There's nothing in the cherry tower, so I'm just gonna ignore it. It's just a facade. These 2 towers are also empty, but they act as a sort of entryway for the town, which I really like the view of from over here. Yeah, this is where the entry for the town is gonna be. I like to imagine that these are some watchtowers to make sure we have no invaders. There's gonna be a big port over here, tied with this new Greek area that I've been working on the last couple of days. And I wanted to connect the two areas, and I didn't think a bridge fit in, so I built a dam. And as a result, I needed a reason for the dam to be there, so I had to raise this river up. I believe it was 13 blocks. And it took thousands of blocks of ice. But I think it was worth it. As much work as it was really rewarding. Because now I have all this nice waterfront views, and I built a couple waterfalls. Most of the scenery in this world is fake and hand-planted to fit my regime. Little bay over here. I'm gonna put axolotls in there eventually, but I haven't yet. A common thing you may notice is I don't know what to put on the inside of these buildings, so they're all currently empty, but I have a bunch of different Greek buildings. The original design wasn't by me. It looks like this, and it was built by somebody, I can't remember their name, but I didn't build it. I just ended up tweaking them into my own versions. So I got a bunch of Greek looking buildings, and it's gonna connect to a big Greek waterfront and port. On the other side of my lake, I have another dam. This one I'm not fully settled on yet, but it looks pretty nice. I like the depth it has with these, I don't know what the word for it is, these outie bits. That's pretty much my world, honestly. I haven't done much in the nether or the end, building-wise, like anything interesting. I've mainly been focusing on my town, which is my pride and joy. Yeah. So this is a year in a Minecraft, like, forever world. I came up with this before it became cool, so I'm sort of the coolest person on Earth for coming up with it, probably. Yeah. Maybe I'll do another tour in a year. Bye-bye.